back, everybody, to the Core Racing League. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty on my side of the spectrum here, but so far they are one lap in. Going to go ahead and get the track map up here so you guys can see what's going on. But without further ado, let me introduce my co-host tonight, Mr. Kevin Young.
Welcome. We had an interesting qualifying here. Just to let you know, Mark Gonzalez was the one that took pole position in the position. Other than that, though, we do have this is last round of the playoffs before the cut line happens, and I guess you could say a 12 size field. The playoffs goes down to 8, and we'll see how it shakes up after this race here. But right now, Mark Gonzalez leads Randall Robinson and Jason Harrison in third, and Randall Robinson did win last week at the track that we were at Dover, so he clinched a spot in the next round of the playoffs. He does not have to win here tonight, but obviously wins here does help him to the next round. Jason Harrison looking for a good run along with Mark Gonzalez as well, and they're all just trying to play along here.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big strategy, especially for Mark Gonzalez. Randall Robinson was able to win last week at Dover. But now we got Mark Gonzalez. He's going to try to get a win here tonight and cement his way into the next round, as there's a couple people on the bubble trying to make their way into the next round, and
Mm-hmm.
anything can happen tonight, as you know, it's the tricky triangle. You know, what turn four, as they would call it. I think the hardest part of the track would have to be the tunnel turn. You don't want to take it. You don't want to force it 2 to 3 wide going through that little dog leg to the left, just in case if your truck gets a little bit tight or loose. You don't want to take out the competitor below you or on your outside.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because it could easily result in a penalty for you or an ELO or even something worse, or taking your own truck out of contention. Taking a quick look at the playoffs, though, right now it's safe to assume that Rand Robinson obviously clinched. Jason Harrison, Mark Thomas, Ricky Gonzalez, Brad Boole have all basically clinched their spots. They have enough points over the cut line that they will not be able in any danger of falling out here today. Matt Crockett, Mark Gonzalez, relatively safe as well because of the situation. And with Jim Ott, Cody McCauley, Josh Holmes not sadly being able to attend here today, that eliminates them from playoff contention, meaning that the last spot in the playoffs is currently between Zach Woods and Thaddeus Marshall, with Zach Woods last driver in with a 21-point lead going into this race on Thaddeus Marshall. So Thaddeus Marshall is going to have to have a very, very big showing here today if he wants to jump Zach Woods and get himself, actually probably have to win in order to get into the next round.
Yeah, Thaddeus Marshall is running P number 5 as of right now. Zach Woods is running ninth. So there's only a 4 spot difference, but with the way the points have worked this season, and with how close it is on the edge of the playoffs and going into the second round, you're going to need a lot of you're going to need a bigger car count to jump places. As we
Mm-hmm.
see here, it looks like Zach Woods almost got into the number 013 back there on the front stretch. He's going to move up
Ooh.
with his teammate David Motorspaw, as David Motorspaw is running P number 8. So look for those two to make their way up to the front as this run goes on.
Yep, Zachary Woods making a move, or at least I think he's actually getting past you by the 117 as he's going to successfully get around. Actually, no, all the way around. 61 was supposed to make a move on the 117, but the 61 did not able to make that pass. We can see Joe Marant here possibly going to make a move, thinking about possibly going to the tunnel turn. And just what you said, the tunnel turn is not a spot where you want to make a pass. That's an area on the track where you want to just kind of ride around and set up for 1 and 3. And luckily, the driver of the 013 will think better of it, but he's definitely hounding the back of the 61 here. And go back to your point in question about points in question. It's 2 points per each spot you gain, and obviously there's bonus points for leading a lap, having the fastest lap. If you get no instance points, the next 3 points, they're worth shaking out. But it's 2 points, roughly 2 points per position. So if Marshall wants to beat Zachary Woods, he's going to need Zachary Woods to fall down the order, lickety split. As we'll see here, going into turn 1 again, we'll see if the 013 Popsy makes a move on the 61 of Zachary Woods, but just not close enough to make anything happen. These three trucks are all in a bubble currently on the circuit. And by the way, make sure you stream your stuff as the 117 hits the wall there.
Yeah, the 117 got into the wall a little bit. Possibly got a little bit too loose coming out of that turn number 1. Trying to keep it up high for Zach Woods. Trying to keep him in his draft, as they're still working together here with the number 013 right on his back bumper. But there's a little bit of a gap between him and Mark Thomas. So maybe they can make up a little bit of ground going through turn 3 and turn 3. I almost said turn 4, but I forgot this is a triangle and it doesn't have a turn 4. But look how much Zach kind of drifted up the track. He got on the rumble strip down on the bottom, and that kind of gets the truck a little bit loose. Gotta watch how much you hit that rumble strip and how much you use it. As I seen last night in the Indy cars at Gateway, those cars, even though they are quick, if you get down to a spot where they don't want to go, especially on a tight track like Gateway, their car did go around. But so far, the biggest battle out on track that I'm seeing is, I believe, through.
John Crane and Caleb Collins look like a pretty good battle, but that's farther back. You got currently on screen Brad Boole and the 87 Thaddeus Marshall. They're pretty close as well. So I think two major battles forming, one for fourth and one for 14th.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at the John Crane and Caleb Collins battle here as Caleb Collins sporting the Chick-fil-A Dr. Pepper scheme, not in the Kellogg's Frosted
Not in the
Flake
Kellogg's
scheme.
machine.
And
I didn't even know they had Dr. Pepper Chick-fil-A, to be honest. I
I
kind of
haven't
forgot that
had
was
I haven't had Chick-fil-A in years. I just
years. I've had
yeah.
it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not really big on sitting in a line and letting my car run out of gas.
I mean, you can always go in. As we see the 72 possibly get a good run there. Speaking of Chick-fil-A machine, gets a good run on the 11 here. Again, you don't make a move in turn 2, but eventually, when push comes to shove, it's only a 50-lap race, and we're about to hit lap 10. Drivers are going to get a little bit antsy making moves. As we usually have a pass for the lead here, as Robert Robinson got around Mark Gonzalez going
Oh,
into
the
corner
11
3
gets into the
there.
wall, and the 72 is going to tag him. Well, that's going to be a caution out on the racetrack, as
Haven't heard it. And that will be a
the
caution.
as yes, everybody, I have to do double duty tonight, and I will have to let them know here. I
All
don't
right,
know.
you let them know while yeah, as we saw it on stream here. But if you want to go let them know real fast, and while you do that, I guess we'll fill in here that yeah, there was a pass for lead. As soon as that caution came out, Rand Robbins did get around Mark Gonzalez, I believe, going into 3, if I'm not mistaken, on lap 9. I will
Yeah,
quickly rewind here.
John Crane got a little bit tight going out of the tunnel turn, got into the wall, had to check up, and Caleb Collins just ended up tapping him, and that just sent John Crane around.
You know what's weird? That's the same thing that happened to the 88 machine when he got passed for the lead. He went wide going into turn 2, clipped the wall, but luckily didn't get hit help from the 30, and in turn to give the wall a nice little smack in that Maxwell House machine.
Yes, sir. As we're going to go back to the live machine and going to see who's going to take going down pit road as we're looking at Randall Robertson here. We got him in P number 1 as he made that pass just before the caution came out. And we will be right back as we're going to have a little bit of a technical difficulty here. All right, guys, we are back here with the CRN broadcast booth. Had to do a little bit of admin controls as there with that last caution. It was caused with the number 72. You can see there Kevin on his right front quarter panel. He's got a little bit of damage from getting into the number 11. So we're going to see exactly how much aero affects a truck here at Pocono, as this truck could be a aero dependent truck, and especially with the long straightaway, the long backstretch, and a little bit of a short shoot, it might play dividends to you, and you don't really want to burn a fast repair super early.
Yeah, especially because these pit stops can be a very kind of crowded online, so things can definitely change. One other thing worth noting is when Mark Gonzalez did hit that wall, he did elect to fix the car using 10 seconds worth repair, so that's why he's currently P12 and in the middle of the pack. So Randall Robinson is going to lead him the green here, and Jason Harrison in second. Whole field elected the pit under that last caution, so we'll see how it does play out here. But it's under the 30s digression here, as the pace car is going to pull off after this corner here.
And
Yes, he
Randall
will.
Robertson has the control too, so he can go whenever. He
Oh, he
actually
goes.
waited. He waited. He went. He didn't really get a good jump like I thought he
No.
would have wanted, but I think he
I
knows how much of a draft dependent track this is. He wants to keep somebody on his back bumper so that way he's not tied to a stump when they go around him.
I'd actually probably throw out the point that he actually had the two drivers behind him actually read him like a book there, because they got relatively a good jump there. 27 makes a move on the 74 because the 74 was a little bit too high. So my personal opinion is I think the 30 just kind of got caught a little bit. I didn't get caught napping, but two drivers behind him just read him like a book. We can see third in the distance there. You can see a truck in the distance there. That's for P5. I think that's the 7 machine under pressure from Mark Thomas, or actually Thaddeus Marshall. No, 7 made a move on Thaddeus Marshall. That's what's going on in that Accord. And you can see two trucks there fighting pretty hard between the 50 and the 87. The 50 going to try to take the inside. Ooh, big battle for the lead. There's the 72 is going to try to make a move on the 74 and the 27. I'll get the numbers right.
Oh, the
It was 27.
74 gets a little bit loose. Everybody's going to keep it going. We're going to go ahead and bring out the caution on that one as we will go back to a replay here and see exactly what happened on the CRN broadcast. And
I
it
think the
might
70.
be netcode. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they would have scraped each other, and it was netcode. And with that being said, I have to go down and talk to the guys and let them know what was going on, and I will be right back.
okay.
All right, we are back. As we called that racing incident, as you've seen there on the replay, the 74 and the number 27 had a little bit of a rough go, and I can tell you, Kevin, doing these trucks last week at Richmond in the official races, these trucks have the worst net code in all of racing on iRacing. I mean, I don't know how many times I did a Richmond race last week and at Richmond, and I got net coded just being a foot away from the car on the inside of me. So it,
Well,
it
that's going to be very interesting going into Bristol next week.
yeah, Bristol's going to be. It's same with. I believe we got Richmond on the schedule coming up here, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, I don't think we do. I will quickly just confirm by checking the schedule here, but I don't think our last short track is Bristol. But we'll take a quick look here. Truck
Yeah,
series,
that is. We got Bristol after Pocono. We start round two. We go to Bristol for
Bristol.
180 laps, Auto Club, and then
Mm-hmm.
Kansas to round out the last of the season.
Yep, a
So
short club, a 2 mile super speedway S track or speedway S track. It's going to eventually turn to a short track. and a 1 mile track in Kansas.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good race to watch. I mean, if you remember Michigan a couple weeks ago, there was 3, 4, 5 wide everywhere, and that was the closest finish of the season in the truck race, as they finished .018 of a gap between Jason Harrison and I believe it was Josh Holmes, maybe. I can't remember, too many broadcasts to remember. So yeah, I know Jason Harrison did get the win that night. So I I think maybe Auto Club might be the same way.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see on that point.
So while we're
Uh,
under caution, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
nope, I'm looking at something on my Race Labs app here. So go ahead. I'm just kind of confirming something here.
We're gonna go ahead and bring in our in-race reporter Caleb Collins in the number 72. Caleb, this is Dylan and Kevin in the booth. Get a copy.
I got you, fellas. How's the weather up there in the virtual Pocono booth?
It's actually pretty good. It's a little dark, a little humid, but beggars can't be choosers. Kind of walk us through how your race is going so far. We did see you and John Crane get a little bit tangled up there to bring out the first caution. But what's fuel strategy going to be like, and how's the tires wearing so far?
Well, fellas, I downloaded this track about 5 minutes before the race, so I haven't completely wadded it up. So I feel like I'm doing fantastic up to this point. I mean, tires are feeling okay. They're not wearing too bad. Fuel goes fast in this place, but I think you'll be able to save the tires not too bad. Still trying to figure out. You get some really. I mean, it's the tricky triangle for a reason, I guess. But um, from a guy who hasn't raced here before, some really weird runs coming off of the tunnel turn there. So I'm still trying to figure out the whole momentum and the flow of the track and everything. But feels like tires are going to hold on all right. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move you back on up to the other rooms. That way you can get prepared to go back green, and hopefully we'll be talking to the end of this thing.
All right, thanks, fellas. Let's have some fun.
Yes, sir. All right, that was our in-race reporter, the number 72 of Caleb Collins. They are 2x2 now, as Randall Robertson able to stay out and keep the lead. He's going to elect to take the inside with Jason Harrison on his outside. Thaddeus Marshall up to third. Ricky Gonzalez to fourth. Mark Thomas to fifth. Zach
Fifth,
Woods sixth. Joseph
sixth,
Sullivan seventh. Matt Crockett eighth. Mark Gonzalez in ninth. David Modespaw in 10th. Joe Morant in 11th. Brendan Polton 12th. Caleb Collins 13th. Jimmy Inslee in 14th. Brad Bubell in 15th. And Jonathan Crane rounding out your 16-car field.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it plays out again. Rand Robinson does have control as well. I think after the last restart, he may be a little bit more cautious here, or maybe a little bit more sneaky because of what happened when he got lunched on and was under pressure for the 74 and the 27. So we'll see how it plays out here again. 30 on control. He's got two to face behind him instead. It's now the 8 and the 7. So we'll see how it plays out. He's going to be on his control. Pace car going to pull off here coming out of 3. And we'll see what the Jokes machine can do.
Yeah, we'll actually take a ride on the onboard to see how much he's taken turning the wheel as he is green. And look at that little bit of wheel spin that the 30 got on that start. He got a little bit of a good restart. Now he's going to move all the way up in front of the number 74 of Jason Harrison. He's going to have a good run going into turn 1. He's got everybody behind him, so he's got the cleanest air out of everybody other than Jonathan Crane, who just came out on track. But look at him work that wheel all the way through turn 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Working that wheel hard there, just trying to hold off lines and make situations occur. And just going to make it kind of hold out here. Top 4 all pretty much the same here. Let's see the 7 thinking about making a move here, but thinks better of it again. Just kind of keeping the field that 2 drivers ahead of him on us. They're all 1 by 1 by 1. But if a driver goes wide, we saw last lap, they can get a little bit antsy going into 3. As you can see, a couple drivers pulling out right now. I see the 50 going to try to make a move on the 61 going into corner 3. Top 4 still holding stations. 50 going to go relatively aggressive, and he's going to be able to clear the 61. of Zachary Woods. So put the 50 up one position, 61 down. But I think the 61's going to try to answer back into one. He's got a good draft, basically bump drafting that 50 down the straight here. And we'll see if he pulls out going into one.
And look who just pulled out behind the number 30 car. Moved Jason Harrison
74.
up to the P number 1. Now remember, the 30 doesn't have to win, but he wants to establish dominance. Like, hey, just because I won last week, I'm not going to be a pushover, as he's now running P number 2 over that number 74. Now he's going to look to the inside going into the tunnel turn. This is where it could get tricky. What does they do? They keep it off of each other. Look like he got a little bit tight. And now Ricky Gonzalez had the opportunity to take it 3 wide, not going to. And now Randall Robertson is out of the draft over everybody. And now Ricky Gonzalez is out to his outside. He had to take a different line as everybody else falls back behind the number 30 truck.
Yep. Just shows how potent the draft is. Going to put the 74 up a spot. Even though 30 is going to lose 2. Could fall 3 here. So he's going to try to keep that super low side protected here. He'll pull back in line. But you can see just behind them, the 87 going to probably put pressure here. Thinks about possibly making something happen. 30 going to go wicked low here. And going to try to answer back on the 7 of Ricky Gonzalez. He's going to try to hang it on the inside here. Going to go left a little bit. Knows the respect the driver ahead. He will successfully. But they're going to go side by side the tunnel turn. Further back, you can see they're basically Noah's Ark with 2s and 2s and 2s. So we'll see how this all plays out here in accordance. 30 going to have the preferred line. Zachary Woods able to hold situation and stay spot. And the 30 is going to clear the 7 here as we just see that yellow truck sliding up. So the 30.
We were almost 3. We were almost 3 wide coming out of the tunnel turn. That would have been really bad, as you've seen there. The 76 had to check up right in front of the 117. And they're still 2 wide behind the top 3. So this is going to be very interesting as we got on lap 21 out of 50. And they're already racing like it's the last lap.
Yeah, they're racing hard here. There's no rain in the forecast. Obviously, it's the virtual world, so there's no real pressure to go super aggressive here and try to make something happen. But don't tell these drivers that. They want to try to get up there as fixed as they can before the tires really start to fall off here. 30 well clear of the 7 here. Just trying to see what's in the cords. I think Zachary Woods has fallen another spot down here. Just got passed by Matt Crockett, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But they're all running relatively good. 74 holding station. I think the 7's going to try to make a move on the 30, going to corner 3 here. Going to try to hug that inside and going to try to do what he does. It looks like it's a little bit squirrely. Not going to get the good exit he wants because the 30 being there and putting the pinch on him. And the 7 will have to get back in line in 3rd. And now could be under pressure from the 87.
Yeah, looking back at the field, noticing all that heavy front end damage on that number 117, that kind of worries me, as your engine could get really hot. You could blow a motor, and that's something that you don't really want to do right in front of pretty much the back half of the pack. Once you blow a motor, you got to hurry up, get out of the way, so that way you don't hit anybody or they don't run you over. But now we got a battle up here as the 7 is about to get passed by the number 87 going into the tunnel turn, and the 7 thought better of it, backed out, and here comes the number 50. He's going to make it a 2-for-1 before they even get back to the stripe.
Yeah, they're going to try to make it a 2-for-1 here. Oh, caution 2 or 2. He says spinner in the back. I think it's the 11 of John Crane. He's all alone. I don't know if that should have been a caution. I was trying to tell you. That may have been a jump with a gun. Maybe.
We'll see here. Zach Woods and Matt Crockett just get together. We'll go ahead and rewind this here, and we'll get a better look at it. As
was Zachary Woods. Okay, my mistake.
As we're going to go to the chase cam of Matt Crockett here. We're going to go ahead and hide the UI. And we're going to go ahead and look and see what happened to Zach. He got a little bit tight, got into Matt Crockett.
That's what it was.
And twice again, and nosed it into the wall. They got a little bit spicy as we're taking a look at the number 10 of Matt Crockett.
Okay, so that's what happened. I thought when he called that it was the 11, but obviously that was the incident in question, and that was worthy of a caution.
All right, well, I will be right back. Got to do some race control stuff, and we'll be right back with you. All right, everybody, we are back as we got that taken care of. It looked like Zach Woods got a little bit tight going into the tunnel turn, ended up clipping the number 10, sending him to the inside wall, and the 61 will be going to the back of the lead pack. But that doesn't mean anything. There's still a lot of laps to go. We just reached a halfway point here, and we're definitely going to see what Zach Woods can do and see if he can catch back up to these top 5 in the field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so we're currently waiting the caution as we saw in the pit stops there. Everyone elected the pit again. Everyone came in, got another fresh set of rubber here. My tires and fuel are free here in the core racing series. So we'll see here, as we saw most drivers play out, if they had any damage, they like to play out and try to fix it up. So 74 obviously going to lead him out of pit road here. Well, already led him out of pit road. And 32nd, we'll see if anyone else likes to come in and top off here. Maybe put a little extra fuel in the car. Maybe try something different.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to look at and see who wants to come back down. Look at John Crane. John Crane, he's going to take advantage of that. Zachary Woods, he's going to pit. That was the guy who got the EOL, so might not have to give him an EOL if he's already in the back, as he did take full responsibility for it. You love to see it when people actually take responsibility for what they do. And
Lights are out on the pace truck, so I think we got the one to go this time as they're lining up here. I'm supposed to let you know when there's 2 to green, but I think that's already come and went.
yeah, I'll go ahead and just give him the EOL just in case, as we're getting ready to go back green, and we will definitely see how the rest of this race shakes back out.
Mm-hmm. That we will. That we will.
Well, now that we're under caution, did you have a good weekend? I
Um,
don't get to talk to you until Tuesday, so gotta see how gotta see how my man's weeks are
I
going. You
mean,
know,
my weekend's been fine. I got no complaints. It was a relatively fine weekend. No complaints.
I mean,
What about yours?
well, I mean, I work every day, so I don't get the luxury of having weekends off.
Oh.
My days off for Wednesday, Thursday, so definitely couldn't, enjoy football preseason. Go Bears, I am a Chicago
Mm-hmm.
Bears fan. We
Same.
did we did beat Kansas City. It may be preseason, but hey, it's still a win. A win is a win. Uh, but
Hopefully, Fields is not going to be running for his life this season.
hopefully, I've seen a lot of improvement in this team over this off season, so maybe we might be playoff and Super Bowl bound. But anyways, getting back to the live action as Jason Harrison is going to lead them off into turn number 1, off of turn 3 actually. Pace car is going to duck down into pit lane, and Jason
Mm-hmm.
Harrison is already on the loud pedal. Look at that jump he got, clearing the outside lane, dropping it way down low. And now he's going to possibly move back up in front of Randall Robertson. Got the outside cleared, and now they're still stacked up 2 by 2 by 2, and then a couple of cars single file. But now we're going to see exactly what Randall Robertson can do on fresh tires. But not.
Oh, car spinning there. I think that's the one of the black machines there. I couldn't. How to tell you who that is? He saves it though. Whoever it was, just behind the 27. I think it was. I want to say Mark Gonzalez. No, it's not Mark Gonzalez. It was. I can't even tell you who it was. But someone just saved it greatly coming out of turn 1.
I will go back and find a replay of this because SDK did not pick it up here. We're going to go ahead and rewind it, and I just went past it. And we'll go ahead and go
Keep
to.
it at 1 here. I think it was Mark Gonzalez, but
It was Thaddeus Marshall.
Thaddeus Marshall.
We'll go ahead and rewind it again so way you guys can see exactly how much of a wheelman this guy is. He is on go into turn number 1. I think the new tires just got the best of him there as he gets a little bit sideways. And Thad, I think we should tell you you're on asphalt, not the dirt side, as we're going back to the live scene here. Still no damage on the number 87, able to keep it off of other trucks, but he did drop back down to 9th. And Zach Woods has made his way back up to P number 15. So
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to see if you're Zachary Woods right now. Is that's going to help him in the playoff hunts here. His gap is 21 points. and him losing a few extra spots is definitely going to at least help him out in that regard. As remember, Zach Wood's not going to get a safety bonus of 3 points because of the incident. It's a chance that Ace Marshall may be able to keep his. So here we go. 50 going to try to make a move here on the number 7 machine. I think the 88 is going to try to follow suit. He's going to pick which suitor he feels like. It's almost deciding which person he likes to go with. He goes high, he goes low. He's going to elect to stay with the 50 and going to try to make it a 2-for-1 on the 7. You got the 50 going to try to clear. Not going to get enough of a run here. Going to go a little bit off. Try to clear himself. Not enough room. 88 going to tuck back line the 7. I think they're going to try to railroad the 50 going into the tunnel turn here. 7 almost clear. Can he clear him going into turn 2? He cannot. They're still side by side. 50 gets the better run, and then the 50 will be able to clear the 7. 88 just kind of jumping lines here, electing who's the faster horse and is likely to jump on. Now he's going to try to make a move on the 50.
Yeah, you actually did see the 88 and 7 working together. They are brothers. It's just a little bit weird having Mark Gonzalez go with the number 50 there in the tunnel turn and not sticking with his brother. But you've seen there coming off of turn number 3, it looked like Randall Robertson was almost getting ready to smack that wall. Get a little bit spicy up here as they're now single file. And now everybody, oh, Mark Gonzalez gets a little bit loose by the number 27, able to save it. Hell of a drive by the number 88, and they're going to possibly be 3 wide. And he's going to drop 2 positions. And that was a remarkable save by the number 88 machine of Mark Gonzalez.
Yeah, good save there by him. 27, at least my screen was a little damaged, but I think that's just maybe my graphics, as he looks relatively okay here. Hopefully that 27 doesn't have too, if any, damage. I know the 87 is definitely going to have a little bit of a dent in his rear, as they would say. And the 7 going to try to answer back on the car in question. I think
Brendan Polt.
Brendan Polt, thank you. As anyway, we got to pass for the lead here, as the 30 is going to make a move on the 74. Going to go side by side into 1, possibly the 30. Going to try to out-drive the 74 here. Can he clear him going into 1? He can. He'll get a good run. Not enough to the clear. Almost. And he will successfully get around. So put the 30 ahead of the 74, and the 50 going to try to answer back.
Yeah, I've noticed, running this track in the Gen 6 Cup cars and the next gens, in the Gen 6 cars, the outside, middle lane would be the way to go, especially in turn number 1, but it seems like with these trucks, the inside always prevails, especially going through turn 1. And then, obviously, the tunnel turn, you always want to be as close to that yellow line as you possibly can. And then turn 3, you kind of want to have a wide arc, almost kind of complete the corner straight instead of turning, as Randall Robertson regains the lead. And now Mark Gonzalez, he's going to try to get back up to this number 72 or 27, as they are 3 wide in the back with Jimmy Ensley, Joseph Sullivan, and I believe that is
the 5th purple machine of
Zach
Ensley.
Woods gets into the number 76 there. They're going to be 3 wide again. Nope. They single it back out. Zach Woods is a man on a mission. He did get that last EOL, but now they're going to try to keep Joseph Sullivan out of the draft, and they're going to make a 2-for-1 going into the tunnel turn.
They're going to try to make it 2-for-1 here. You got the yellow machine. Going to try to make the move on Zachary Woods. You got the Barney machine right behind. And it looks like they're all going to get kind of relatively straight now here for the most part. But you can see a little bit of a pullback there by the 10. Going to try to make a move on the 053. And they're going to be 2 by 2 by 2. As they're all going to kind of hold station here and run along here. With the pack, I'm still keeping an eye on this lead battle here. 50 gets a good run here. Going to possibly make a move on the 30. It's actually the 74 got around the 30. My mistake. So while we were watching that battle, 74 got around the 30. And these top 3 are just breaking away from the rest of the pack as the gas about a second. It is closing a little bit, though. 27 is slowly reeling in the 50.
And you notice there in turn number 1, Mark Thomas was running a little bit of a higher line just to keep a little bit of fresh and clean air on that nose. I do notice if you do run these types of tracks, you do get a little bit tight. And that's something that you don't really want to do, is it could hinder your quarter exit, as you'll have to check up a little bit more. But yeah, these 3, you could throw a blanket over them. But if they get to battling, that's going to allow Mark Gonzalez and Brad Bubel come up and make it a 5-car pack. Oh, as Mark Gonzalez scraped the wall there, able to keep it straight. And but now Brad Bubel has closed that gap in ever so slightly. And now we might possibly see a move with the number 30 coming out of turn number 1 for the lead.
Yeah, there's definitely riding close here, riding station here. 30 gets a good toe on the 74. Again, you don't see moves in the tunnel turn, but with coming around to 24 to go, it's still a lot to play for here. And seeing it a situation, actually, sorry, 26 to go, my mistake. But anyway, yeah, gloves starting to come off slowly here as they're getting aggressive here. Again, 30 knows better to make a move there, but he's definitely going to make a move going into 3 or definitely set up going into 1.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good battle. You obviously, everybody wants to lead a lap. Everybody wants to be up front, but the way that these guys in the top 5 are running, they're being patient with each other. You excuse me. Some guys maybe don't want to be patient. They just want to hurry up, get as many spots as they possibly can. But look at Mark Thomas. He's just waiting for his time to make his late charge into second or even first place. He just wants to ride behind everybody, get the knowledge of the track, as Mark Thomas is more of a road course racer than an oval racer, and he's still trying to figure out the bugs and kinks as they're going back into the tunnel turn, and they have a little over 16 laps to go in this
Yeah,
50 lap
yeah.
race.
Yeah, it's a 50 lap race. We're on lap 34, about to hit 35 here. So yeah, 16 to go this time by. Um, but yeah, I think Mark Thomas is saving his rubber a little bit here. Knows it's not worth fighting too hard here. Let the top 2 burn their stuff up. But the problem is right now he'll be joined soon by Brad Bubel and Mark Gonzalez. So he's kind of in a catch-22 situation here. He needs to be the aggressor enough to stay ahead, but if he gets caught, he'll be under pressure from the other 2 behind. So it's kind of a risk reward situation. How aggressive? How wait do you wait if you're the number 50 machine?
Yeah, another thing that he could be doing is he might be saving a little bit of fuel
Oh,
being in the
30 gonna make
draft.
a move here, going into the corner. Sorry to cut you off. 30 gonna make a move on the 74 here in the tunnel turn. It usually doesn't work out, but inside line usually has the preferred line here. Can he clear the 74? No, he cannot. They'll be side by side here. 50 giving the 30 a push here. I think he wants to get around the Wrangler machine as well. So
But
he
look at
will
that. The
50 gets
top
around.
five. The top five are back in it. The 27s on the inside of the number 74. The Mark Gonzalez might push this stuff 3 wide. And look at that. They've single filed it back out. Good decision by Mark to let everybody come back up as the 74 got a little bit loose, giving the 50 a bump. But look at Mark Thomas. He's going to dive it to the inside. He's going to take the lead. So move the number 50 from third to first in 1 lap.
Yeah, you see the situation right now. It's like kicking a hornet's nest. You look behind you and you're like, oh no. You got a lot of hungry wolves. 50 not going to hold too long. 30's going to get a good push here. 50 knows you want to be the inside going through the tunnel turn. So he knows where to be. He knows it's going to give him the better run here. And 30 going to kind of just let him have it. They'll stay in line for now. But you definitely know, as the 88 actually speak of staying in line, going to try to make a move on the 27 here. Going into 3. Can he successfully put a move here in the corner? He'll get a good runoff entry on exit. Oh, he's drifted up track a little bit. Oh, they touch a little
Of
bit. That's
code.
a little bit of a touch. 27's at least glad it's still staying in the right direction. Unlike last time he had a touch with someone in the tunnel turn. But I don't think he's going to be too thrilled. Sorry, turn 3. But I don't think he's going to be too thrilled about what just happened there.
Well, that kind of reminds me of a little bit of Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin at Martinsville and then Phoenix. They had that little bit of rivalry, and about 6 laps prior, Brad Bubel got in the back of Mark Gonzalez, sent him for a little bit of a drift around turn 1. So maybe that might have been a little bit of like, hey, I still remember, and there's our payback done and square, as they're still both facing straight, but with them doing that, that kind of opened up the door for the top 3 to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, but we've seen they were able to catch back up relatively quickly. I just hope they didn't burn the stuff up too much here. It's 30. Going to try to clear the 50 here. He's not going to get enough good enough run. 50 will keep him honest here and keep him low. It's going to be a drag sweep down the straight. And actually, we do see our car pitting there. I think that is one of the 2 cars. That's the 27. 27 electing to pit that time by for his final stop of the service, which means everyone's got to make one more pit stop here. And the 27's going for the undercut.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people down pit lane, the 27, the 87, the 7, the 053, and that is all that are on pit road at this time. But the guy that took the pit stop last lap I believe was the 013 of Joe Morant, as
Yes.
he was in pit lane, got his full fuel service, and now he's back out there. But the top four kind of breaking away. Now is the time. Do you want to undercut it, get enough fuel to make it to the rest of the race, and possibly a green white checkered if we have one, or do you just want to run it till it's dry?
We'll have to wait and see. I think the 30 is electing to
The
come in this time
30
by.
and
He
the
is. He's going to be
88.
followed by the 88. We know Mark Thomas likes to go fast. Ooh, kind of like the 30 went a little faster in the pit lane. It looks like he got it woed down in time, though. So both drivers are going to be okay on that point. Zachary Wood's going to be pitting this time by as well. We know the 50 likes to go long. That's how he got his one win at Charlotte Roval, by going super long. The only downside is, though, is that going long is not really a benefit per se, because all the cars that elected to pit stay on the lead lap, but 50 coming in this time by, so I wouldn't be shocked if the 74 pitting this time. Brendan Polt also pitting this time as well, so majority of the field going to coming in this time by. So we're going to see how it pays out here. I'm keeping an eye on the 27, though, as he's coming down the back straight right now. It's going to be kind of a drag race between him and the 30. 30's officially left his box. 88 actually was able to jump him. So keep an eye on here. Can the 27 get around this battle? 30 had a slow stop, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, the 50 and the 74 are back
Oh,
into
27 did
pit
get around.
lane. And now we're going to go back up here to Brad Boubel. He got around the 88 and the number 30, and now he's going to try to break that draft. That's
Yep.
something that you don't really want to see. You'd want those guys to help you draft to possibly get back up to the lead. And I believe as these pit stops go through, Brad Boubel will be honored with the uh, lead.
The lead. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out here. As both 50 and 74 were ahead by about a second. Again, we know the 30 had a bit of a slow stop here, so we'll keep it on our screen here. 2 extra laps, though, is a big difference around here, as the 50 and 74 still haven't even left their box yet, as I believe they've just hit corner 3 here. 50 has just left his box here, but you can see they're already drag stripping down the line here. 50 has officially left the pit box. 74 got a way bigger stop than the 50 did. 50's definitely going to get past here. It's up to the question mark in the 74. At least hold on. No, he cannot. He'll get past as well. So the 50 was de facto leader, and he's had a really slow stop because he is way off the pace in 5th.
Well, actually, Jonathan Crane is our leader as of right now.
Oh.
He is not pit yet. I thought he was a lap down. I guess I should have paid attention to the standings. But
Well, he's pitting this time
he
by,
is pitting
so
this time by. He just wanted that lap lead, so move the lead back up to the number 27 of Brad Boubel, as he's got Mark Gonzalez, Randall Robertson, and company. So look for Thaddeus Marshall. He's running P number 6. So your top 5 are Brad Boubel, Mark Gonzalez, Randall Robertson, Jason Harrison, and Thaddeus Marshall. And he's got Mark Thomas right behind him. So we're going to see what Mark Thomas can do. Maybe as we got a battle for the lead, Mark Gonzalez dives into the inside, making Brad Boubel run that outside, not able to get a good run, able to make the pass and clear him. And now we're going to see what Randall Robertson does. He sees how good that number 88 is on a short run and a long run. And holy side draft, here we go, into the tunnel turn. Brad Boubel got to his outside, almost clips the number 88, and they're still clean. I thought maybe the 88 was going to clip the wall there coming off the tunnel turn, and now they're still single file.
that 27 is hungry for a win here. The 88 has a win so far this season. The 30 has multiple wins this season. The 74 has a 1 win at Michigan. Mark Thomas has a win this season as well. The only driver that was in that last top 5 pack does not have a win so far this season is the 27. He wants to get that monkey off his back. He wants to get a victory, and he's got a couple decent drivers ahead and behind of him, so it's not going to be an easy showing. But top 3 are calling a blanket. 74 the next closest, and I think that's probably going to be it for the battle for the lead, bearing another caution. 30 going to get a good run here on the 27. Will he think about doing something here? Will he be patient? Going to wait for those fresh tires to really kick in here. 27 gets a good push, but all going to hold station at least for now. 88 going to hold through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Thaddeus Marshall is in the top 5 without a win as well, so that could actually help him greatly.
Oh yeah, Thaddeus Marshall
if he does get a win.
Oh, remember, he's batting for the playoffs right now. He's currently out right now, outside looking in, as I think he's 8 points, 10 points behind right now. I have to check the standings again. But if he has to win to get in, if he wants to advance the next round of playoffs, he has to win here today. So Thaddeus is 2.6 back, though, so he's going to probably need a caution or the top four to really start banging fenders.
And look at that. Jason Harrison, just like that. These guys playing tic-tac-toe with each other, trying to break the draft on everybody, has allowed the number 74 to catch up to him. But I believe the 74 and the 30 are teammates, as these guys are kind of backing up, letting the 74 catch. And I think the 30 might have a trick up his sleeve as he's going to try to educate a good run coming off turn 3 or even possibly the tunnel turn.
Yeah, maybe it's a situation where they're going to play aggressively smart here. Only time will tell, but if they are teammates, they'll be definitely at least knowing that they can work together here to make this work. You want to fight between each other, not let the lead break away here. 30 going to get a good toe here on the 27. 27's losing a little bit of touch distance to the 88. He's not as tic-tac-toe-y as he was in the past, so it may be time for the 30 possibly to say, all right, you're not as aggressive as you were. It's time to make that move. Further in the distance, the 50 to get around the 87 last laps. The 50 is going to be one spot closer, but the gap is now 3.1 seconds. So, bearing caution, Marshall and Thomas are out of contention for winning this race. It's going to come down to someone in this top four. 30, again, really pushing that 27 down the straight here as much as you can without touching. And going to try to toe in, but just not enough. So, they're all running 1, 2, 3, 4 here, single file. And at what point is the driver in you? What point, if you're right now the 74 machine, at what point do you let you have to make a pass on the 30 and start working your way to the front? What lap?
I'd say right now it is go time. These top 4 are running for their life. They know what is on the line. If I'm in the 74's position and I know I'm in 4th with a chance to win, I would be making that move right now as those 3 just dove down to the inside. That's going to open up a little bit of a gap for the number 74. But if that was me, I'd be doing everything I possibly can without trying to burn off my tires. I'd be trying to get around that number 30 and then start working on that number 27. You got 5 laps to go. There's only 4 cars. If you make up a spot every lap, you could be coming home victorious. You just got to watch the bump and run on that final corner.
I remember only driver currently locked in is Randall Robinson, even though mathematically most likely Mark Gonzalez, Jason Harrison, and the 27 of Brad Boole are basically locked into the next round regardless. There's highly unlikely they'll get bumped out. So they're fighting for pride here because there's no real risk of getting eliminated from the playoffs. But obviously you want that trophy. You don't want to just hit in second and be like, what could have been? Because you saw even in real life, Harvick won at Michigan, Harvick won at Richmond. Winning here could easily put you on the momentum that, hey, I won here. I can win next week too. I can win the following week. So riding around in second is not the smart play, especially in the racer instinct. But I think maybe the 27's playing waiting ball here. The problem is he waits a little bit too long. The 30 is going to pounce on him instead.
Yeah, the 30's looking a little bit of aggressive, but look at Mark Gonzalez. He's going to run a little bit of a lower line, kill that draft off the number 27, but the 27 does have the draft of the 30. It didn't really help him, though. You need that clean air on your truck. As you can see, Mark Gonzalez has not gotten tight at all. He can run whatever line he chooses and is able to get away. Brad Bubel, Randall Robertson, and Jason Harrison have to change their driving styles just a little bit just to get around, as Thaddeus Marshall got passed for P number 5 by Mark Thomas while we've been watching his top 4. Oh, excuse me. And Mark Thomas is pulling away from the number
74 going to make a move on the 30 here, and the 20s.
The 27 is going to
make
hang
one on the outside.
Look at this, too wide, battling,
What?
and that's going to move the 74 back in line as they were too wide going through the turn number 1.
That just shows outside is usually not the smartest place to make a pass here. As it just shows right there. He lost a lot of time. 30 thought about making a move, but didn't get the run. 74 was not able to make something happen as well. 30 basically on the back bumper of the 27 and basically changing his gears for him. We'll see if he elects to make a lunge down here at the bottom of the corner. 27 going to run that middle line. It's already going to go a little bit lower here. Going to have a clean run. And this time by, we're coming to lap 48, which is going to be 3 to go.
Yeah, Mark Gonzalez won the IndyCar race last night at Gateway. He's going to make it 2 for 2 in 2 nights. But he's got heavy competition as the 27 gets to his outside. The 30 is going to push him. And the 30 is going to elect to go with the number 27. Now he's going to drop below the number 88. And here's a good run by the 30. He's possibly going to be on the inside of the number 27. But now that's going to open up the room for 74. He's going to drop behind the number 30. And now we're going to have a good drag race as they actually drop back in line as there's 3 laps to go. What does the 30 do? What does the 74 do? And oh, the 30
Oh,
gets
30 in
into
the
the wall.
wall.
He was
30
able to
hits the
save it,
wall.
and that's going to drop him out of contention on winning this race. Got a little bit too tight as now Mark Gonzalez has a 3/10 second lead over second place, but there's over 7 seconds on third, and then you got the damaged number 30 of Randall Robertson.
Yeah, I don't like the odds of the 27. I think his best help was the 30, and with the 30 now limping around here, he's got no help from behind with 2 to go. He's basically kind of stuck with no push down the straight, so I don't like his odds as they're running a similar-ish lap times between the two of them. So the 27, that was probably his best bet, and his best friend was the 30, and with the 30 no longer present, the 74 just being a little bit too far back, 27 is going to have to hope for a miracle as we're coming to 1 to go this time by.
Yeah, and with me, honestly, if I know that I don't have any room to give, especially with anybody pushing me, I am going to overdrive the corners just a little bit more than what I would normally do it. Try to get the car to set perfectly and get good runs off. Sacrifice your corner entry for a good corner exit as we have taken the white flag. Mark Gonzalez just has 3 more corners to get around this track as Mark Thomas makes a move on the number 30. That's going to move the 30 back down to P number 5, and Mark Gonzalez still out front here with a 0.3 second lead, but Jason Harrison, he's trying to make up a little bit of time. He's possibly going to get there. Just got to have a very good entry and exit of the tunnel turn and then turn 3. So we're going to see, do you give the dive bomb from
No, I
point 0.3 back, or do you just say, hey, you know
it's
what, second place is good for me. You
it,
live to run clean the next race.
It's the final round of the playoffs. You probably don't want to do if you. It's the final round of the playoffs. You want to do it here. It's not so much worth it. And Mark Gonzalez is going to come off the last corner here, and he will win this race. 27 will hold on the second. 74 is definitely having a late run there, just not enough to make it happen. He'll finish third. The Mark Thomas will get fourth. Randall Robinson will get fifth. Darius Marshall will finish sixth. Ricky Gonzalez will finish seventh. Brendan Polt will finish eighth. Zachary Woods will be ninth, and David Moose will round out your top 10. And with that, Thaddeus Marshall has sadly not done enough, bearing any late penalties or late points. He has not done enough to get to the next round. So I think our top 8 is pretty well known, but we'll wait for it fully to be confirmed before we make speculation.
Yeah, as we're gonna. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I had a really long week at work. It's just I have to yawn a lot. I don't know why. After calling that great race, I chose to yawn. I chose the sleep life. I guess that's just part of being an adult. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go down our final results here as Mark Gonzalez qualified on pole, correct?
Mark Gonzalez did qualify in pole. You are correct.
He qualified on pole and he won the race, so that's a good night for the number 88, qualifying that well and showing his dominance. So we're going to go ahead and run down the finishing order. Mark Gonzalez winning tonight's race at the Tricky Triangle. Brad Bubell bringing home P number 2. Jason Harrison third. Mark Thomas fourth. Randall Robertson fifth. Thaddeus Marshall seventh or sixth. Ricky Gonzalez 7th, Brendan Poltz 8th, Zach Woods 9th, David Motorspall 10th, Matt Crockett in 11th, Caleb Collins in 12th, Jimmy Inslee 13th, John Crane 14th, Joe Morant 15th, and Joseph Sullivan rounding out your 16-car field.
Yep, that is your 16 car field there.
As,
I don't have much more to say on that. Yeah, that's your 16 car field.
yeah, we'll go ahead and see if these guys are in the broadcast waiting room, and we'll start doing the interviews here as nobody's in here yet. We'll go ahead and make an announcement for these guys, and we'll get them ready to go.
Sounds good.
I think, honestly, if the 30 did not hit the wall, I think we would have had a hell of a race on our hands.
I think it would have been interesting too. 'Cause I think because 74 was catching and he was really hounding the back. I think he would have been definitely in play there to make a lunge.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, those guys were nose to tail for the last 15 laps, and that was a really, really good race to call and see exactly what was going on. And now we gotta wait till Bristol, baby, next week. It's not the dirt; it's the asphalt version. So you're definitely going to see a lot of people save tire wear, but also try to be as aggressive as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting. Uh, as we're waiting for these guys to get into the broadcast waiting room. And I guess my next question, who's your favorite to win it all? If you had
I
to
mean,
pick one driver out of everybody, who would be your number one pick to win the rest of the season?
ooh, that's a tough question. Randall Robinson looks like the money on the driver you would like. He's been in contention most weekends where he's been a strong guy. I think other drivers worth noting is obviously Mark Gonzalez. He's really found consistency of late, but he kind of is his own worst enemy. Other than that, you got Jason Harrison's usually up there. Mark Thomas is another driver. I think right now, if you said put money on it, I'm saying Randall Robinson will be your champion. But if again, knowing playoffs, anything can happen going into Kansas. But I think Randall Robinson's the favorite.
Oh yeah. As we are waiting on third place to come on in here, we'll go ahead and move second place on up in here while we wait for Jason Harrison. Brad Boubel finishing P number 2 tonight. Brad, this is Dylan and Kevin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right. Well, first off, one hell of a race by you, good sir, especially coming to those last closing laps. Netcode played a big deal tonight. Just being so tight with everybody. You guys handled it very well. And, Netcode got the worst end of you there earlier in the race with the number 74. You guys were able to finish P2, P2, P3. But kind of walk us through those last couple laps. Did you think maybe you had something for Mark with the number 30 behind you pushing you? Or were you just content with the second place finish?
Yeah, I kind of felt like I had something there. I was trying to hold back. I really was the challenge that I had was I felt like me and Mark were pretty even in 1 and 3, and then there were some laps I could beat him in 2, and some laps he would beat me in 2, and I was trying to time it up to where I need to beat him in 2, be kind of pretty close to his bumper, and then run a similar line as him in 3, and then I think the 30 could have pushed me around, but I just couldn't time it up. There would be a lap that he would run it better than me, and then going into the next lap I'd beat him, but he would have gapped me enough that it wasn't enough of a difference for me. So we are just kind of playing that cat and mouse game. I just needed one of the laps that he didn't run too well. I needed to run it well, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you and your teammate of the number 30 were running very good together. That's who you wanted behind you, it seemed like. And once he, I think, maybe possibly overdrove the corner, he ended up hitting the wall, which took away your drafting buddy. But now we go into Bristol next week. Are you a fan of short track racing like Bristol, or are you just ready to just move on and go back to another draft dependent track like Auto Club?
No, yeah, I'm excited for Bristol. I really like Pocono, so I'm glad I was able to end up getting a good finish, especially after the early mishaps there and having to go to the back and kind of drive back up through the field. But Bristol should be fun. I think it'll be a good race, and I think everybody in here will put on a pretty good show. It'll be interesting to see if we can. Get some of the long green runs that we've had in some of these other races, and if green flag pit stops will end up playing a role in that race or not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's going to do questions for me. Kevin, do you have anything for our second place finisher?
Nope, I think I'm good. I guess we'll just kind of go over the thing is I think you kind of know the drill here in this situation, but just in case you don't, if you got anything you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out, anything on the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks for putting on the show, and looking forward to next week at Bristol. And yeah, congrats to Mark, and I'll see everybody next week.
All right, thank you, sir, and you have a good rest of your night.
You too.
All right, so we still don't have the third place finisher in there, but we'll go ahead and we'll move our race winner tonight. I made the joke, Mark, last night that Luca was racing. And I'm thinking that Luca is becoming a very good lucky charm for you. So if you could just put Luca on the mic so we can talk to Luca and see how his race went instead of
You
yours.
want to talk? Go ahead, speak. Oh, he don't want to speak.
He's just like Ricky Bobby. He just doesn't know what to do with his hands, man, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the win. That was a big feat. You had multiple fast guys behind you, and you overcame adversity. You qualified on pole. You led the most laps, and you ended up bringing home a victory. Kind of walk us through what tire wear was, how you felt with the tires, and the cautions, and kind of give us a little bit of a rundown on how bad your tires were after kind of getting a little bit of a shot from the number 27.
Um, Honestly, I wasn't looking at tire wear the whole race, so I don't know how bad the tires were at all. I was really just focused on my line, and what I noticed is I'd really get a good run out of the corners more than anybody else, and so I think that helped out with me winning today, was because I could build a gap, and then they would have to try and catch up back up with me with the draft.
Uh-huh. Well, we're going to go to Bristol next week. We know how you drive on short tracks, intermediate, super speedways, road courses. What's your plan of attack for Bristol as we start the second round of the playoffs?
Uh, Now that I have I don't think I have the lead of the playoffs, but now that I have a pretty comfortable points situation, I'm probably just gonna try to take it easy around there. Just try to get a top five, whatever I can get out of it.
All right. Well, Kevin, that's enough questions for me. Kevin, you got anything for him?
I don't know. I think I'm good as well here. I guess we'll again same question we asked to 74 machine and Jason Harrison. Sorry, not Jason Harrison, second place driver. Sorry, lost a little bit of thought there. Yeah. Anyway, sponsors you want to thank, people you want to thank, whatever. Floor is yours.
I just want to thank my family for watching the stream, and then also family within the household for watching Luca while I race. It takes a lot of sacrifice, just to race, and you're missing your child and all that.
What? Ooh, excuse me. All right, Mark. Well, we're gonna go ahead and let you get that little bit of a tequila time with your brother and Paul Butler, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we don't have third place, but I'm pretty sure we can move somebody in here that was helping me call the action tonight, relaying the messages through everybody in iRacing with the race control. Thad, this
Finally
is
get my time to shine.
uh, this is Kevin and Dylan in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, look, man, you finished sixth, but you're a hero in my opinion because I had to come down to you and you had to relay what was going on. Kind of walk us through your race. You were up front pretty much the whole race, and that's pretty much where you stayed.
Yeah, I was up front pretty much the whole race, and just had that one slip up going into one, got the car or truck loose, and ended up saving it, but just made a bad mistake on pit road. I should have taken two tires or no tires at all, and just rolled with it. Instead, I took four, trying to think it'd give me the grip I needed to run everybody down, but it just backfired on me in the end.
Well, not gonna lie there, Thad. When we seen you get loose, I did happen to make the comment like, "Hey, Thad, we're on asphalt, not dirt." But kind of glad you're good at dirt because those dirt skills came into play as you drifted around the whole turn one and not able to not hitting anybody and not anybody hitting you. So congrats on that. But a P6 is a good takeaway.
Yeah, hopefully got enough points and to keep me on to the next round of the playoffs. I know I was almost, if not in a must-win situation, but we'll see how the points shake out.
Yeah, I was about to say Zach Woods
I
finished
think,
P9.
yeah, I think with preliminary math, I don't like your chances, but then again, who knows with other points on miscellaneous things. So I'm not gonna be one to call it, but we'll see.
Do you know how in a horror movie you know something's coming? That's like how these points work. Like you got the points, but you don't know if you got enough. It's like it's going to be a jump scare. It's going to pop out at you. But
Mm-hmm.
Thad, are you good at short tracks? We go to Bristol next week. If you do make it in and you beat Zach Woods out of the playoffs, what are your chances on uh, Bristol?
I think my best bet is Bristol. I can't run Auto Club to save my life, so if I do make it, it's short track. There's going to be bumping and bagging. It's just trying to keep the truck clean and keep the damage off it and just try to roll up front all night.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a big thing. And we'll put it like this: you help me in the Premier Series for dirt races, I'll help you this week or next week coming up for Auto Club.
I greatly appreciate that one.
Yeah, see, I'll
Yeah,
greatly appreciate that as we have a lot of dirt races in the Premier Series, and I need all the help I can get. So
well,
we just traded,
lucky,
okay?
lucky for you, we're down to only two left in that.
Yeah, we still got all the road courses and ovals, but Kevin, you got anything for Thad Marshall here?
I think I'm good unless he can help me with IndyCar road courses. But other than that,
I
anything you want to
can't help
shout
you.
out or anything on the point? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Magilla C Speed Shop and Chris Ferguson over there. CFM Designs, SG71 Photography, Hood Up Motorsports, and you guys for putting on this broadcast. My family for watching, and my wife for always supporting me.
All right, Thad. Well, we'll see you next week at Bristol, and we'll let you get back on up there and start hanging out with the guys. And you have a good rest of your night, good sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, we couldn't get the third place finisher, but who's better than sixth place? Just double it. Yeah, just take the three, make it into a six, then bam. But any good takeaways from this race there, Kevin? I know I had a good few. Uh,
I think it's a good kind of speculation on what's going to happen into Auto Club because of the draft reliance. I think we're going to see some good kind of close battling there in Auto Club. And honestly, if that top four blanket is what we're going to see possibly for the final four for the round at Kansas, I think Kansas is going to be a good showing.
oh yeah, Kansas is definitely going to be a good showing. I can't wait for that race. And I think honestly, with the way that the draft worked tonight, I think it's going to work the same way as it did at Michigan. So you're going to see a lot of draft at Michigan pretty much as, the Auto Club it resembles it. It's going to be super bumpy, especially in the backstretch. And then you got Kansas. Kansas is going to be another track where draft's going to come into play. Same with the tires. So this is going to be an interesting last couple weeks as these guys are winding down their season. And I can't wait to call the action with you and, just see exactly how this rest of the season finishes out.
I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how it plays out. And I'm glad to be here calling it with you for the last couple rounds.
Oh, yeah, it's always been a pleasure, man. Glad that you were able to come on board with the CRN broadcasting room. And don't forget, everybody, tomorrow, ECRC takes their 87 cars up to Bristol, where the vintage cars just went to. I, however, did not have a good race in the core vintage series as I didn't know how to run the track at night, I guess, and I was a little bit off pace, but I got some good practice time in. You'll catch Jimmy and Carl in the booth for that one. And then Wednesday night, I believe I am with the HSR High Speed Racing Street Stock League, as I'll be calling the action up in the booth as they go to Concord, another little tricky triangle, as it's about 10 of these Poconos put into one. And then you have Thursday night, Jimmy and Carl back in the booth with the Core Vintage Series as we tackle a new track to us on the Core Racing League as the 87s go to Nashville Super Speedway. And then Sunday, you have HSR Broadcasting doing the Premier Series as we go to USA in the Tour mods for a 100 lap dash. That's going to do it for me and Kevin up here in the booth. Make sure you guys take care and brush your hair.
Mm-hmm.